1969, Wayne Jones had a unique vision that would have changed the industry. Mixing consoles were usually custom-made at the time, combining individual elements such as faders, equalizers, and compressors upon customer request. In the 60s, a US company introduced the concept of strip modularization to make it easier to build consoles with different numbers of inputs. Other companies soon followed, and among them, Olive Electrodynamics, a Canadian company founded in 1971 by Wayne Jones, produced semi-modular consoles, which included all the features offered by outboard gear until then. Jones and his team's dedication towards creating Olive was remarkable. Their relentless effort was evident from the fact that within the company, they communicated mainly through the intercom, and even slept in the office to ensure maximum productivity. However, despite their best efforts, the company had to rush the console's release date due to mounting pressure to bring it to the market. The Canadian government played a significant role in its funding, but the rush to launch the product found the company unprepared. Only two slightly different consoles are known to be built and sold to two prestigious studios in Toronto and in the US. Unfortunately, the famed American studio had to close its doors in 1985 due to severe fire. There were many international innovations, yet externally it was revolutionary as well. The Olive was the first console to include what we know today as a standardized channel strip, including all common functions with every channel, rather than a haphazard custom design. It was also the first console to have automation. We might as well say that every mixing desk since, and every digital audio workstation, has copied these core concepts from the Olive. Wayne Jones developed a 4-band equalizer to address the limitations of 2- and 3-band equalizers. He also questioned the ergonomics of concentric rotary controls used by renowned companies. Jones aimed to include a flexible gain processing device on every input channel, emulating the functionality of outboard devices, something that had not yet been achieved. Jones used voltage-controlled attenuators and amplifiers as the primary gain-setting devices on each channel, enabling flexibility and new subgrouping functionality. The Olive 2000 has an open and natural sound, striking a balance between clinical neutrality and warmth. It provides a sense of space and openness to the original signal.
I'm Craig Patterson. I've been an audio engineer for a number of decades, and along with Clark Hagan, we've been sort of the technicians and historians for the Olive 2000 console ever since it was removed from studio service. It's been through a couple of rounds of restoration over the years, and most recently, at the request of Acustica, we brought it back to life from its home in the back of a barn. Armed with specifications and instructions on what Acustica wanted to achieve, we put the whole console back together, gave it a much-needed cleaning, and sampled all of its functions. That included sampling the response of multiple channel preamps to get the best possible result, and don't worry, we included the Hammond transformers, as well as multiple EQs at all possible settings to fully capture the sound of a console that hasn't been heard in 50 years. The compressors, while they've never really worked correctly even from the factory, we believe they've been faithfully recreated to sound as they were originally intended. It's a very complex console. It's the first in history to include a preamp, compressor limiter gate, and 4-band parametric EQ on every input channel. And extensive routing and monitoring is included too. It's mostly a discrete console, which is what makes it so large by today's standards. So, after 16 days of assembly and sampling, Clark and I are excited that this historic console, the only one in the world, and we believe the only Olive 2000 ever built, will finally get into the hands of today's music creators. Now, there were a handful of Olive 2500s built, the little brother to the 2000, but those didn't have all the features the 2000 did, and none are restorable today.
As a result of a collaborating effort with Craig Patterson and Clark Hagan, Acustica recovered and restored the only abandoned Olive 2000 console existing today. The console was massive and heavy, and it took time and strength to move it out of the warehouse. We used bulldozers to transport its frame and various sections. Once we had cleaned all the pieces and reassembled them, the real work began. We meticulously connected every wire and tested every button, ensuring that everything was working perfectly. The excitement grew as we realized we were bringing back to life something truly unique and legendary in a plug-in suite form, enhancing its performance with our proprietary technology. It was like watching a phoenix rise from the ashes.